All right, here we go. Muscles Magic the Gathering Live. It is a big day for me. I've been waiting to share this with you, but you could see on the screen, I finally got my Black Lotus. After 31 years, I have finally got one, and honestly, I couldn't be more excited. A little bit of a backstory. I started playing Magic the Gathering in 1994. I started at the tail end of Unlimited. Got a couple of packs here and there. I was lucky enough to get a Time Walk. I was lucky enough to get a Fuel Dual Lands, but I never got the Black Lotus, and I always wanted one. I almost bought one when they were $200, and I didn't, and I should have. I almost bought one when they were $500. I didn't, and I should have. And then fast forward to now, and if you know anything about Magic the Gathering, you know these are absolutely astronomical in price. And I've finally been able to get one to add to my collection. So this, of my Magic the Gathering collection, this is honestly right here. This is the crown jewel, and it's going to go in my signature deck, Urza Lord High Artificer. So we're going to build the deck right now. My goal is to get this deck as valuable as possible. I don't know how much we're going to be able to make this worth. Maybe 50 grand even. We're going to see. But I have a massive collection, and I'm actually going to transfer a lot of cards from my other decks to this Urza deck. I'm going to put all my best cards in here, my signature cards, the best printings, and away we're going to go. It's going to be a really, really fun deck, so I'm glad you are with me for this moment because there's nobody I would rather share this with. I absolutely love Magic the Gathering. I've been playing for years. It's one of my very favorite things on the planet. And one of the things I love about it is the community. I had the opportunity to go to MagicCon recently, and it was an absolute blast. So many like-minded people, so many incredible people. I absolutely loved every second of it. So if I met you at MagicCon, if you were part of my big weekend, if we got to interact, thank you very much for your time there. And once again, I am glad to share this moment with you because I got my Black Lotus and I couldn't be more excited. Now, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go over on my side computer and I'm going to bring up my deck tracking software. For my deck tracking software, I usually use Moxfield. That's actually, I say usually, it's where all my decks are stored. So we're going to pull that up. But the other thing I'm going to pull up is my live to make sure this is working because this is an important moment and I would not want to miss the opportunity to share this with the world. It is Wednesday Night Magic, and let's see what we got. So Muscles and MTG. Let's pull this up on this side computer and make sure we are live and working. I get paranoid of that, but oh, yeah, we are live. So we are good. So no reason to be paranoid. We are live. We are good to go. I got my phone out. I got my computer out. We are ready to go. So here we go. We got Black Lotus. We got Urza Lord High Artificer. We're ready to go. Let's add it to the deck. Now, for first of all, my Man in the Machine deck, my Urza deck. It is my Urza Lord High Artificer deck. And by the way, while I do this, you have any questions about Commander, you want to talk Final Fantasy, let's have a talk. So, Urza Lord High Artificer, this is my Commander. I'm going to pull up the deck list on Moxfield. I am all over the place right now. I am so excited. I can't even stand it. I probably should not be doing this live because I am not in my right frame of mind. I am so happy about this deck. It's not even funny. So let me pull this up right now. The Man in the Machine. There we go. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the Black Lotus. But let's take a look at what I have in this deck before I add it because we got to figure out what we're going to cut. Hopefully you can help me. All right. We have an island. We have a Lotus Petal. All right. We have a Memnarch. We have a Grim Monolith, great card. We have a Spellskite. We have a Simulacrum Synthesizer. We have a Commander's Plate. Look at the beautiful printing of that card. We have an island. We have a Winter Orb, really, really good card in the Urza deck. We have a Master Transmuter. We have an island. We have a Mana Drain. We have a Mental Misstep. We have an island. We have a Walking Ballista. We have a Displacer Kitten. We have Sculpting Steel, a Phyrexian Metamorph, a Snapcaster Mage, a Sink into Stupor. We have a Force of Will. We have an Isochron Scepter. We have a Time Vault, beautiful card from the 30th anniversary. We have an Urza's Tower. We have an Inventor's Fair. We have a Island. We have a Blightsteel Colossus, mega artifact creature right here. We have an Altered Soul Ring that somebody made for me. This is special for me because somebody, as I started creating content, somebody made me this altar and sent it to me. So thank you very much for that. We have an Island. We have an Island. We have a Dramatic Reversal. We have Teferi, the Master of Time, Great Planeswalker. We have an Island. We have a Counterspell. We have an Island. We have an Island. We have the Hull Breaker Horror Essential in an Urza deck. We have a Mox Amber. Mind Over Matter, great card. Beautiful Invention, Mana Crypt. Cyclonic Rift. We have a Platinum Angel. I feel like we got to add some Final Fantasy cards to this. Narset, Parter of Veils. The City of Traders. Tezzeret, Artifice Master. Tezzeret, the Seeker. We have a Time Spiral. We have a Phantasmal Image. Check this out if you're just coming in. We got the Black Lotus. We have 3 Steps Ahead. We have a Mox Diamond. Beautiful card. But I want to keep this Lotus on top because it is beautiful. We have Expropriate. We have a Lion's Eye Diamond. There's some great cards in this deck. We have a Fabricate. A Platinum Empyrean. We have an Island. I got to get this Lotus right on top here. All right. We have a War Room. We have a Palinchron. We have a Gilded Drake. If you are watching this, you're probably freaking out with these cards. We have an Island. We have an Unwinding Clock. An Urza's Saga. Island. Look at this beautiful Jeweled Lotus. A Treasure Mage. A Copy Artifact. The One Ring. Urza's Mine. A Chrome Mox. The Hall of Tagsin. We have an Unstoppable Plan. Sakashima of 1,000 Faces, Urza's Workshop, the Swan Song, the Academy Ruins, Fierce Guardianship, Urza's Power Plant, Command Beacon, Expedition Map, the Whir of Invention, the Lightning Greaves. A lot of artifacts in here. We have an Island, we have an Island, we have an Island, we have Mystical Tutor, we have Tinker. One of the best lands ever created, if not the best land in Magic the Gathering, Tolarian Academy. Urza's Cave, the Mana Vault, Lear, Disciple of the Drowned. Oh, look at that. We have a Time Walk. Force of Negation. We have the Ancient Tomb. We have the Rhystic Study. We have the Island. And Ottawara, the Soaring City. All right, so here we go. Let's talk this deck. And we are going to put in the Black Lotus today. We're also probably going to put a Library of Alexandria. I've got one of those too. So let's figure out what we're going to cut and what we are going to keep in this deck. And if you want to help me and offer suggestions, I would love to hear it. So here we go. We got my Time Walk. We've got all the cards listed here. There's 36 lands currently in this deck. I probably should have a little more, but we don't. We have 17 creatures. We have 4 planeswalkers, 20 artifacts, 13 instants. Yeah, we have a lot of cards. All right, so I got to figure out what I want to cut. Right now, the total mana value of this deck is 191. I want to get that down. I prefer to keep things as low casting cost as possible. So that's the first place I am going to start. Now, there's only 17 creatures in the Urza deck, but you can run less creatures in an Urza deck, and it works really well. I'm actually going to go through this. This is how I would make cuts. It's really hard for me to make cuts, but for sure, we're going to go with the cards that we're absolutely not going to cut. All right, so let's go through that now. We are not going to cut the Time Walk. We are not going to cut the Mana Vault. We are not going to cut the Chrome Mox. We're not going to cut any 0 casting cost artifacts. We're not going to cut the One Ring. It's too strong. We're not going to cut the Jeweled Lotus. We're not going to cut the Unwinding Clock. It untaps all artifacts you control during each other player's untap step. This is a must in this deck. We're not going to cut the Lion's Eye Diamond. We're not going to cut the Mox Diamond. We're not going to cut a Mana Crypt. All right. By the way, if you're joining in, we are trying to make room for a Black Lotus. It shouldn't be that hard, but it is. We're not going to cut a Mox Amber. We're not going to cut the Soul Ring, although I'm going to put it to the side because we might get a different version of this, although I like that one. We're not going to cut my 30th anniversary Time Vault. There's no way on earth we're going to cut an Isochron Scepter. Sculpting Steel, that's maybe. Winter Orb, we are not going to cut that because that's essential with Urza. We're not going to cut a Commander Plate. All right, super important for Commander protection. We're not going to cut the Simulacrum Synthesizer. We're not going to cut a Grim Monolith, and we are not going to cut the Lotus Petal. So those are all 100% safe. How many cards are we talking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 cards. We are not cutting any of those. Mr. Funiverse says, you got a Black Lotus. Nice. Yes, I do. It's a huge moment in my life, and I'm so excited to share it with you all. All right, we are not going to cut the Ristic Study. There's no way. We are going to look at the instance now, okay? We're not going to cut a Force of Negation. We're not going to cut a Tinker. We're not going to cut a Mystical Tutor. The Whir of Invention, that could potentially be cut. Fierce Guardianship, we're not going to cut that. We're not going to cut the Swan Song. We're not going to cut a Copy Artifact. We're not going to cut a Fabricate. Expropriate, that could be a cut, and it's a massive casting cost. So that is possible. We're not going to cut 3 steps ahead. Time Spiral, great card. We're not going to cut that. We're not going to cut Cyclonic Rift. We're not going to cut a Counterspell. We're not going to cut a Dramatic Reversal. It's too good in this deck, especially with an Isochron Scepter. We're not going to cut this beautiful Force of Will. We're not going, well, we may cut Sink into Stupor. We're not going to cut a Mental Misstep, and we are not going to cut a Mana Drain. And yes, Mr. Funiverse, this deck is insane. I absolutely love it. All right. Let's look at, we're obviously not going to cut Urza Lord High Artificer. He is our commander. I need another print into that card. I would love, love, love the Final Fantasy version of it. All right, Lightning Greaves. We are not going to cut that because we need some commander protection for Mr. Urza. But I wonder if I actually have a better version of that. Let me see here. I wonder, I'm looking through some, ooh, Acid Rain, destroy all forests of play. The City of Shadows, great card. That could be one. That's a great land. Memory Jar. Ooh, look at this Dragon Island. That's got to go in there. I love these. All right, let's see what else we have. Library of Alexandria. That's got to go in this card, so that's going to get out. I don't think I have any cooler Lightning Greaves in that, although I would like it. I know I got one on order from Secret Lair. All right, let's just look through these extra cards here. Astral Dragon, do not need that. Although that actually would be a really cool card to have in this deck. Let's see here. Scroll Rack. Ooh, that's a good card. I might use that in this deck. All right, what else do we got? Hull Breacher. I love the Hull Breacher Marvelous Murder. Oh, Paradox Engine. Whenever you cast a spell, that's got to go in here. It is banned, but I don't care. I play with banned cards. Hull Breacher might be an option too. Stasis. Great card. Cyberdrive Awakener. Ooh, other artifact creatures you control have flying. Great card. These are all the blue ones. Dream Hall, Show and Tell. Bunch of lands. I really would like to get a better version of Lightning Greaves. If you're just here, we are adding my Black Lotus to my favorite deck. This is going to be insane. Looking through some extra cards I have. I got a bunch of extra cards here. The Nazgul. Wormcoil Engine. We're not going to add that. By the way, hello. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Absolutely love to have you be a part of this. The best part of Magic the Gathering is the community. Oh, Gataxian Probe. That's a good card. And it's a zero-cost creature. I like a lot of zero-cost creatures. Mural Commerce. That's obviously not going to fit. Look at all these Tinkers. I got a million of them. All right. Temporal Mastery. We don't need that. Subtlety. We do not need that. Amulet of Vigor. Nope. Do not need that. Deadeye Navigator. Do not need that. Although, ooh, it might be good in this deck to blink Urza in and out and just make a bunch of cards. Ooh, Gifts Ungiven. That's got to go in here. It's a great card. Okay. Here we go. We found some cards that we are going to add. But we got to figure out what we're going to cut and what we're not going to cut first. So, we're going to keep in Lightning Greaves. We want to be able to protect Urza. Now let's look at creatures. And if anything, we could go a little light on creatures in this deck, but we're going to see. Lear, Disciple of the Drowned. Sakashima of 1,000 Faces. That might get cut. Treasure Mage may get cut. Gilded Drake not getting cut. Really good to play on somebody's commander. Palancron. Let me see. What is that worth? $41. It's a great card, but the casting cost is $7. That might have to go. Platinum Empyrean. Great card, but it might have to go. Phantasmal Image. Love that card. Platinum Angel. The Hullbreaker Horror cannot go. Blightsteel Colossus. That's a game ender. That actually won me a game on Tabletop Jocks. But it does have a high casting cost. I'm really trying to reduce this. The Snapcaster Mage. The Phyrexian Metamorph has got to stay in here. The Displacer Kitten. Ooh. The Displacer Kitten has got to stay in. The Walking Ballista has got to stay in. The Master Transmuter. Return an artifact you control to its owner's hand. You may put an artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield. That is such a great card in here, especially with some high casting cost creatures. Spellskite. Memnarch is also a great card, but Memnarch may have to go. Let's look at the Planeswalkers. We have Tezzeret the Seeker. We have Tezzeret Artifice Master, Narset Parter of Veils, and Teferi the Master of Time. All right. So, we're going to keep Narset Parter of Veils for sure. All right. This is a great little start right now. We are doing well. We've got Unstoppable Plan. We have Mind Over Matter. And because Urza's on here, we absolutely have to keep this in the deck. It's also worth a lot of money. I do build decks based on value. It's a $41 card. And I do like the collectability of it, okay? So we're going to keep Mind Over Matter. Will you be making a video out of this? I'm building a blue deck myself, and there are some cards in here I definitely want to keep note of. Yes, when we are done this, I will be doing a video. It's probably the next video I'm going to film, but I will put this up as soon as I get it filmed. So we absolutely will, but take some notes because I'm going to show you the cards we are definitely keeping. Narset Parter of Veils. The Walking Ballista. All right, I'm going to switch these around. Displacer Kitten, Phyrexian Metamorph, Prime Mirelurk Queen, Urza, obviously it's my commander, Mental Misstep, Force of Will, Dramatic Reversal, Counterspell, Cyclonic Rift, Time Spiral, 3 Steps Ahead, Fabricate, Copy Artifact, Swan Song, Gilded Drake, Fierce Guardianship, Mystical Tutor, Tinker, Force of Negation, Rhystic Study, Grim Monolith, Lightning Greaves, the Synthesizer, Mind Over Matter, Commander's Plate, Winter Orb, Isochron Scepter, Time Bolt, Mox Amber, Mana Crypt, Mox Diamond, Lion's Eye Diamond, Unwinding Clock, Jeweled Lotus, the One Ring, Chrome Mox, Mana Vault, Time Walk, Lotus Petal, and the Mana Drain. So we have a bunch of insane cards here. All right. We are going to keep all those. They absolutely make the cut. For now, we are going to keep the soul ring in play. We need it, and it is an altar, and I do love it. Unstoppable Plan. I really like this card. This is a great card from Ether Drift. At the beginning of your end step, untap all non-land permanents you control. I like things that untap all my creatures, so that is going to stay in there, and I really, really like the Ether Drift set. Out of curiosity, did I buy the Black Lotus, or you had it already? No, I acquired it. I acquired it at MagicCon from Propaganda Games. Really, really good people. Strongly recommend them. They stand behind their stuff, so absolutely love them. So there's a Lotus. All right. We got to figure out what we're going to add, because I do want to add a Gifts Ungiven. I do want to add a Scroll Rack. I do want to add the Library of Alexandria. I do want to add an island. Man, this is tough. So you know what we're actually going to do here? We're going to add the lands first. We're going to put this on hold for a minute, because this is actually going to be easy. So let me find an island that I'm not that big on. I mean, for sure, I'm going to keep these Phyrexian oil slicks in here. The island that we're probably going to take out is this one right here. That is probably the worst printing of an island I have in this deck. I'm not taking out the Kamigawa ones. I love them too much. So let's go over to Moxfield. Let's take this DMU island out. All right. It's about a buck. So remove one. Okay. We're going to get rid of this island. That is getting cut. And what are we going to put in? We are going to go 1 for 1. We are going to put this island in here, because I love the dragons. So I'm going to add that. All right. And what is the code on that? I believe it is TDM. Yep, Tarkir Dragonstorm. And is that a foil? Nope, it is not a foil. That's okay. Just a regular one. All right, there we go. We're going to add that island. And now for the Library of Alexandria. Let's take out, I think we are, Holotagson, though. It's a really good card. First of all, it's going to get me a, yeah, I don't know if I want to take that out. Yeah, let's get rid of it. All right, Holotagson. I don't even know why I'm hesitating. Goodbye. You are the weakest link. You did not make the cut. Brennan Ray, thank you. It is pretty wild. All right, let's go Library of Alexandria. Let's be careful taking this out. Ooh. Do not wreck this. And you know what I actually need for this? I'm going to need a Dragon Shield. Perfect fit. So where is my bag? It's got to be around here somewhere. Here it is. All right, let's get a perfect fit. I got to start putting all my cards in some perfect fits, you know. Let's see, I should have a perfect fit thing open. Oh, inner card sleeves. Here we go. Let's see here. Scissors. All right, Brennan Ray, here we are. We are cooking here. Love doing these lives. This is going to be my fun tonight. Here are some perfect fit sleeves. Some inner sleeves, if you will. I really got to take better care of my cards. A lot of my cards have to go. Oh, this deck is for Commander. So here is a perfect fit. So we're going to go the Library of Alexandria. And then it's going to go in this sleeve here. Got to double protect these cards. There we go. The Library of Alexandria. Let's add that to the deck. Restrictions, all right. Well, that bumped the value up $1,200 right there for the Library of Alexandria. Beautiful addition to the deck. That is definitely going in, all right. Woo! Beautiful card. And we have the perfect fit sleeves in here. I should actually do this a different way. Let's do this here. There we go. Just so that card is super protected. All right, there we go. Let's take the Lotus out. This is nervous. My hands are shaking. They're sweaty. Oh, look at this beautiful, beautiful Lotus. All right. This is kind of insane. All right, what are we going to take out of this deck right now? I got to get the casting cost of this down. I love the Fairy, the Master of Time. You know what? Maybe Memnarch can go. He's a great artifact creature though, right? All right, question for everyone in the comments. Who are we cutting? Memnarch, the Platinum Angel, or the Platinum Empyrean, or the Palinchron? What do you guys think? What should we cut? Tell me right now what artifact you would cut. I just don't know what to do here, honestly. I'm kind of stuck. I want some big creatures in this deck, but we could cut some stuff. So help me out here. Anybody in the comments, who are we cutting? Who are we cutting? Oh, and my camera turned off. I don't know why. Let me fix that right now. My main. I don't know what happened here, but I'm sure you can still hear me. What are we going to cut? That is the question. And I might change a camera here. Let's go my FaceTime cam. There we go. That'll be a little better. We are back. We always have a backup cam. For whatever reason, my camera shut off. But what are we going to add? What are we going to cut actually for the Black Lotus? We got to cut one of these creatures. So what are we going to cut? The Library of Alexandria is going in the do not cut list. All right. Ottawa, the Soaring City, is going in the do not cut list. What else do we got for lands here? Tellurian Academy. Ancient Tomb. We're not cutting the Ancient Tomb. We're not cutting the Tellurian Academy. We are definitely not cutting the Academy Ruins. We are definitely not cutting Urza's Saga. We are definitely not cutting the War Room. We are definitely not cutting the City of Traders. We are definitely not cutting the Inventor's Fair. We're not cutting Urza's Tower either. We're not going to cut Urza's Cave. We're not going to cut Urza's Power Plant. We're not going to cut the Workshop. We're not going to cut the Urza's Mine because they're too on theme for the deck. The rest are all islands. And I mean, it is a monocolored deck. Command Beacon. We're not going to cut Command Beacon. And then the rest are all islands. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good. We're definitely not going to cut the Phyrexian Oil Slick lands. Like those too much. Okay, we're not going to cut the Dragon Eye that we just put in. All right, so the question is, what do we cut here for the Black Lotus? I mean, this should be an easy cut, right? It's a Black Lotus. The Black Lotus is going to be better than any card we have here. But we got to make some cuts. So what are we going to cut? The other options are, we do have Tezzeret the Seeker. We do have Tezzeret the Artifice Master. We do have Teferi Master of Time. We do have the Spell Skype. We do have the Master Transmuter. We do have the Snapcaster Mage. We do have the Phantasmal Image. We do have a Treasure Mage. Treasure Mage would actually be a really, really easy cut. Let's see here. Yeah, we can bolt the Treasure Mage. Remove Treasure Mage. All right, here we go. We are adding the Black Lotus. It's a big moment. Treasure Mage is out. And let's add the Black Lotus to this deck. This is actually bonkers right now. Black Lotus. Let's switch to printing. Oh. International collectors. It doesn't even have a price here. Oh my gosh. Like the price isn't even listed on TCG. There we go. But it just bumps the value up this deck. Massive. All right. Oh. Beautiful. Can you believe I'm putting this in a deck? Proxy. No, not a proxy. This is a real, genuine card. Okay. I got to get a better sleeve for this. Ooh, this makes me nervous. It's 100% real. All right. Let's get this Dragon Shield. They don't sponsor me, by the way. I wish they did. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Like a glove. Can you imagine I bent it? How sad I would be. Oh, look at that. There we go. That's a perfect fit. All right. Woo-hoo-hoo! There we go. Black Lotus is in the deck. Oh my gosh. We added it. The Black Lotus is in the deck. Bumps the value. You're looking at like a $30,000 deck right now, by the way. But the Black Lotus is here. Okay, now let's see the new casting cost of this. All right. What about the casting cost? The mana value of this deck is currently 188. So we're doing good. I'd like to get that mana value down a little bit. You know what I do got to find? I got to get my Piving Needle back. So let's go back to Moxfield. I do have Mana Crypt Inventions Piving Needle. And where would that be? I'll bet you it's in my Brea deck. Let's take a look. The Rise of the Machines is what that is called. Where is it here? Here we go. It is. My Mana Crypt Invention is. I have a Mox Diamond in here too. I have a beautiful Radiant Lotus, but do not need that. I have a beautiful One Ring, actually a better version of the One Ring. This is so tough. So tough. Ancient Copper Dragon, that obviously does not go in this deck. Got some good lands in Brea. Okay, I got to get the Brea deck out. I need that Piving Needle back. All right, let's see if I can get that other streaming camera up. Ooh, isn't Lotus banned in Commander? Yes, it is banned, but I play with banned cards. So, here we are. I don't know why this other camera is not working. Anybody know why? It just keeps not detecting my... There we go. Let's see if this works now. Nope. All right, I guess we're going to stick with this camera. I don't know what is happening. Yes, I do play with banned cards. Sorry, guys, the other camera's not working. We're going to have to stick with this one. All right, I need my Brea deck because I need my Piving Needle back. It's a masterpiece invention. I don't know why I took it out of here in the first place, but I did. All right, I got a bunch of deck boxes here. Where is... It's not in there. All right, let's see. Nope. Nope. All right, we need to find it. All right, here we go. Let's get it. It's probably up here somewhere. Oh, all my deck boxes. Nope. Nope. Oh, yes, it is. All right, here we go. That was easy. All right, here we go. Nothing is banned as long as your pod is okay with it. You are correct. So let's get my Brea deck. We are looking for a Piving Needle. I'll show you why I like this card so much, because it's a beautiful Mana Crypt Invention version of it. Looking for it right now. How's everyone's night tonight, by the way? Hopefully you're all doing well. I'm glad to spend some time with you, do some of my deck building. There it is. Look how beautiful that pithing needle is. All right, I want that pithing needle for my Urza deck. It's one of my favorite cards ever. All right, and in the other deck, I do have a bunch of Treasure Mage. Actually might fit in there. I could actually do a Treasure Mage in that. That actually wouldn't be a bad little thing. It's a great way to get some artifacts. So the first thing we're going to do is take the pithing needle out. Remove pithing needle. Welcome home to Urza. Okay. And now for the Rise of the Machines, what card are we going to put in its... Ooh, you know what could actually do well in there? A scroll rack. All right, let's just put that one in. That was easy. Great card for Commander. So Scroll Rack is going in the Rise of the Machines deck. And we're done with that. That was actually a really easy switch. Luckily, I have all these extra cards in place. All right. Mr. Funiverse says, pretty good. I didn't even know you streamed. No, thank you. Thank you very much. In DRM, welcome. Okay, we're going to put a pithing needle in now because I just really like this card. And by the way, this card is underrated to deal with people's commanders. So what are we going to take out, guys? Help me out here. What are we going to cut? We got Sculpting Steel, but I really, really like the printing on that card. Printing's important to me. I'm not going to lie. I like pet cards. I like cards I really like. Let us see. What is that Sculpting Steel worth? $3.41, but it is a really cool printing of the card. Blight Steel Colossus. I don't want to cut Blight Steel. It's too iconic. Sakashima. It's a great card. I don't know if I want to cut it. Lear, Disciple of the Drowned, especially because I got a lot of instants and in this deck, and that means I have flashback. Don't know if I want to cut that. Master Transmuter, Spellskite, great card. Teferi, the Master of Time, that is a great planeswalker. Tezzeret, the Seeker, untap artifacts. Search your library for... We're going to just go ahead and say Tezzeret, the Seeker, is going to stay in this deck. That's easy. He is not up for being cut. Tezzeret, Artifice Master, great for card draw. All right. Ooh, and I can look for permanent cards for my battle. And I create Thopters. Man, it's too good, isn't it? All right, Tezzeret's got to stay in here. Teferi, Master of Time, super underrated planeswalker that can stay in. Palinchron might get cut. Platinum Angel might get cut. Platinum Imperium might get cut. Memnarch might get cut. But the Black Lotus is in the deck. We've added the Lotus. I just want to keep that on camera to show it off a bit. There we go. We got the Pithing Needle. Let's take out Memnarch. He is not needed in this deck. Goodbye, Memnarch. And we are really low on creatures in this deck, but that's okay. It's a bit of a fun deck. Memnarch, you are gone. You did not make the cut. I'm going to put you in my box of special cards. All right? And we are going to add that Pithing Needle. This is so much fun. By the way, thank you for being here with me. Kaladesh Inventions, there we go. And I am going to actually put that in a perfect fit as well. all my good cards I should have in a perfect fit. There's a few more in here that should be. All right. There's double sleeving cards here. Ooh. Just making sure they're protected. Pivy needle is in. There we go. Speaking of double sleeving cards, there's a couple in here I should probably double sleeve. Time Walk needs to get double sleeved. There we go. Eventually I'll double sleeve them all, but Grim Model's got to be double sleeved. Gilded Drake should be double sleeved. All right, there we go. There we go. Whoo! Got the Lotus. All right. Time Walk. Let's double sleeve that one. Not bad condition, by the way. Okay, double sleeve. Time Walk. There we go. And the Black Lotus. Let's put these here, just so you can see them. Just so you can see them. All right. Whew. Nervous. Excited. All the things. Oh, that Mana Crypt. That's begging for a double sleeve. If you can't decide what to cut out of what I would do is cut off the card with the least synergy. Yeah, but they all have a lot of synergy. That's the problem. Like, they're all great. You know what I mean? I'm actually going by casting cost. That's not a bad call. It's just they're great. And I'm already light on creatures here, so I don't know if I want to cut any creatures. But a true Urza CEDH deck doesn't have a lot of creatures anyway. Not that this is CDH worthy. Mana Crypt, okay. It's got to go in the deck. Double sleeving some cards here. I started and revised and used to own a played Lotus, but the vintage prices are just mental. I just print proxies to play with old cards. Yeah, I like playing with the real things. It means too much to me personally, but I get it. I get it. Ooh, let's go Time Vault. Let's put this in a double sleeve. A lot of extra turn cards in here. This deck is bonkers, by the way. For all the people that are tuned in, we will review this before we go anywhere. Here we go, the Time Vault. Lion's Eye Diamond. That deserves a double sleeve. A lot of these cards do. Just to be safe with them. What's the win con of this deck? Usually it's the Hullbreaker Horror and the Urza. You're just making limited mana. Just a bunch of artifact creatures and crush people. Lion's Eye Diamond. All right. Mox Diamond. Let's just double sleeve one more, and then I will not bore you with this anymore. All right. Oh, man. Show a bank receipt and they have a heart attack. That's actually really, really good. All right. Grim Monolith. Yeah, I kind of want to double sleeve this whole deck. What do you guys think? I need some bling for this deck. You know who could help me with this? Ben Bateman. He's got some blingy decks, like his Gerson Starn deck. Really, really cool deck. Really, really cool guy, by the way. All right, there we go. The Grim Monolith. Should we put a City of Shadows in here? What do you guys think? I don't think so. All right. We're doing great. Just one more card to double sleeve here. Fun fact, I used to put expensive cards in a 60-card deck and shuffle without sleeve just to bother my friends. I wonder how much value I lost every time I shuffled it. That's actually really funny. That's something I would do. I like you, my man. I like you a lot. All right, the Gilded Drake. Let's put the Lotus and the Time Walk right here. I want to make room for a Gifts Ungiven, but I am a little low on creatures. I only have 15 of them in here. But I can make a lot of artifacts with this deck. That's the other thing. And with some of the blinking cards, I can make a bunch of artifact creatures. We're actually doing pretty good. Palancron could actually probably go. It's an illusion. I would like an artifact creature more so than that. The mana value is down to 182. That's actually a big improvement from 191. If I could give you one tip, on a deck, it would be to get your mana value down. Honestly, that's like one thing that works really, really well. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of obsessed with my camera here. It is not working, and I don't know why. It is not outputting right, but I don't understand why it is not selecting in my source properties. Weird. Okay, let's go back. Oh, here we go. We are back in business. Okay, it works. Great. All right, I like that camera better. We have the Black Lotus. We have the Time Walk. Okay, so we're going to add those. We want to add maybe the Gifts Ungiven. That's a really good card. Paradox Engine, another really good artifact, but a high casting cost. But again, I'm kind of out of creatures, and I have a bunch of extra turns. Expropriate, that's a great card. Council's Dilemma. Starting with each player votes for time or money. For each time vote, take an extra turn after this one. Each money vote. That's just such a good card, man. War of Invention. War of Invention could maybe get cut. Yeah, War of Invention could go. Snapcaster Mage, Phantasmal Image, great cards. Platinum Empyrean, Platinum Angel. I don't want to get rid of those. Spellscape, Master Transmuter. Oh, Matt Gill says he's got the Dragon deck down to 207. That's actually for a Dragon deck. It's really, really good. So here's the deal. To get back to the script, I got a little bit distracted here. Here is the deal with the mana value of the deck. I go by total mana value. The total mana value is all these symbols added together. So you can see Urza has 4, and you can see Palancron has 7. So that's a mana value of 11. The total mana value for me, if it's under 200, the deck moves really, really fast and efficiently. From 2 to 250, it's like a medium speed. 250 and above, it is slow. Now, that can really work for like an Eldrazi deck or for like a kind of a gimmick deck, like a theme deck, like a sneak attack deck where you're trying to get stuff out or braids. But in general, I want to get it lower. Dragons are hard because there's a lot of big casting cost stuff. My Dragon deck, though, right now, Matt, is if you go to my Moxfield, Bobby Maxfield, you can see it. It's called House of the Dragon. It is actually down to 197. So it's about 10 faster than yours. Now, that's not a massive difference, but it's enough of one. So if you get a couple of lower casting cost dragons, it will really, really help. DRM66. By the way, what do you think of the new set? Are you excited for the new rule change for Commander? Yeah, I just got to see what spaceships they have. And I don't know about vehicles, if there's any vehicle I'd have as a commander right now, but it is kind of cool. It kind of excites me a little bit. I like being able to play legendary vehicles. I wondered why we couldn't do that before. Should have been able to. All right. So what can we add to this deck? All right. We have the Black Lotus. We have the Time Walk. Now, everybody, please tune in and help me out. I actually have to plug in my laptop. I am going to die. This is the most unorganized live in the world, but I appreciate you spending time with me. Okay, for all my people here. All right, listen up. We have an Expropriate, and it is a great card. but do we think that Gifts Ungiven is better? What is the temperature in the chat? And Matt, check out my House of the Dragon deck. You might get some good ideas for some lower casting cost dragons. Like, even if you could just cut one here and there, it might really matter. I've got a lot of the lower casting cost dragons in my House of the Dragon. So check that out. Pull up your Mox Field right now and check it out and tell me what you think. But guys, do we want a Gifts Ungiven instead of an Expropriate? What do you think? I'm actually not sure what to do here. Intuition could go in this deck too, let me tell you. Let me tell you. But Intuition works a lot better in a graveyard deck, so I don't know if I want to take it out. Whir of Invention, actually. Whir of Invention, Gifts Ungiven could work instead of that. What do you guys think? Help me out here, please. I need some help. I don't know if I want to take out the Expedition map because it is a low casting cost and it does get me my Tolarian Academy. So that's going to stay. Matt Gill says he likes Gifts better. What do you like Gifts better than? The Whir of Invention or the Expropriate? Here's where we talk about that casting cost, right? Gifts Ungiven because of the flexibility. So guys, what are we going to do here? Expropriate does have a massive casting cost. It's one of my complaints about this card. And look at this. For the new people coming in, the Black Lotus and the Time Walk, we're definitely not taking those out. But what are we taking out for the Gifts Ungiven? Are we taking out the Whir of Invention, the Expropriate, or the Palinchron? Keep in mind, I only have 15 creatures in this deck right now. That is it. We are a little light on creatures. We might have to put a Hull Breacher back in here. Love the Hull Breacher. But what do you think, guys? Matt likes Gifts. DRM likes Gifts. All right. What do you think we should take out for Gifts Ungiven? Vote now. Are we taking out the Expropriate? Are we taking out the Whir of Invention? Or are we taking out the Palinchron? Which one? Help me out, please. Expropriate. 5 less mana to draw 2 cards. All right, we're going to take out Expropriate. Matt, you win. And that does get that mana value of this deck down a lot for me. All right, let's take out Expropriate. Great card, game changer, but too high of a casting cost. And we were at, I think we were at 181. Now let's see what we went down to. Let's get Gifts Ungiven in there. I wish I had a better printing of that card, but I do not. And it's an instant. Beautiful. All right. You know what, actually, check this out. I have a whole complete set of double masters here. And I do have, I think, a really cool printing of Gifts Ungiven. Oh yeah, I do. Check this out. We're going to go that printing of it in here. Beautiful. That can go right back in the binder. All right, keep the whole set intact. Let's put this one in here. Might as well double sleeve it. I mean, it's not the most valuable card, but why not? It's a foil etched. You're more interested in the total deck cost. Right now we're over 30 G's. Gifts Ungiven, switch to printing. We're going to go the etched. There we go. Woo! It's actually, this deck is 8,600 without the Black Lotus right now. That's like a $20,000 card in the condition it's in. So there we go, Gifts Ungiven. All right, you guys help me. Total mana value of the deck now is down to 177. We're in the 170s. We are crushing it. Now, we do play with illegal cards here. So, Hull Breacher, where are we on that? Where are we on Hull Breacher, team? It's an illegal card, but it is great. I do love the Hull Breacher. Should we trade the Hull Breacher for the Palinchron? Hull Breacher is a great card. All right. I think it's actually better than Palinchron. If the Hull Breacher wasn't banned, I think it would be worth more. So do we want to put the Hull Breacher in this deck? That's the real question. I feel like we need more artifact style creatures in this deck. So what do we want to do here? What do we think? Hull Breacher for Palinchron or Hull Breacher for the Whir of Invention? What do you think? By the way, when Palinchron comes into play, untap up to 7 lands, and then you can put it into the owner's hand, and then you can summon it again. It's a great way to get a bunch of land, right? Like, look how this works. When Palinchron comes into play, untap 7 lands. So you untap 7 lands, and then you pay 4. You put it to the owner's hand. You can cast it again. Like, you can do all kinds of wacky stuff with this. Great card. But Hull Breacher, do we want to take out the Whir of Invention or the Palinchron for it? There are some extra turns in this deck. We do have a Time Walk. We do have a lot of instants. So I'm hesitant to take out Lear, Disciple of the Drowned. I'm sure we could take out Sakashima. I don't really want to take out the Blightsteel because it's just too iconic of a artifact. In DRM, and I kind of skipped over the question. The Blightsteel is a really good win condition in here, especially with all the copy artifact stuff. So now that I talked that through, we are going to take the Blightsteel Colossus and keep him there. All right. We should keep the Platinum Angel. We should keep the Platinum Imperium. They're great artifact creatures, high casting cost, but they are really good. And I can cheat them out pretty easy in this deck, and they prevent me from losing, which is great. All right. So the question is, what are we going to take out? Help me out. You guys are not commenting enough. I like Whir better over Palinchron. Okay, so you think I should take out Palinchron and put in Hull Breacher? Or what are all these other cards should I put Hull Breacher in for? Because I do need some extra creatures. I guess I could do Sink into Stupor. Oh, I really like Sink into Stupor, right? I don't really want to take out any more creatures because I'm already a little light on creatures. So what do you guys think? Like Sculpting Steel, the artifact enters as a copy of an artifact in the Blight. Like I could copy the Blightsteel. I don't really want to take out that one. I don't really want to take the Master Transmuter out because it's a great way to cheat out a Blightsteel, one of those big artifacts. So that answers that. And it's a creature. Master Transmuter is going back in. I really like the Spell Skype. Great way to protect stuff. Matt Gill, you are right. Palinchron is really slow. But again, Matt, what do you think about this? It comes into play and taps 7 lands. You pay 4, you put it back into the hand. You have 3 mana in your mana pool, right? If you can cast it again, you can put it back into your hand. There's a bunch of stuff you could do with this, especially if you have Urza. But I think you're kind of right. I think it is a little slow and high casting cost, and it does reduce the casting cost of my deck. Anyone else with any thoughts? And Hull Breacher is a better card. Like I'm not gonna argue with on that. But do I want to keep the Palinchron and then get rid of Sink into Stupor, or what do I want to do here? Right? Because Gitaxian Probe is an underrated card too, and it's a 0 casting cost artifact. Not an artifact, a sorcery. Let's take a Palinchron. I think you're right. I think you are right. That casting cost is way too high for something that's not an artifact that I can't cheat out. And I don't need the mana in this deck with Urza. So Palinchron, you are gone. All right, and that can be used in another deck. We are going to add the Hull Breacher to the deck because we are playing with illegal cards. And I love the Hull Breacher. And it creates treasure tokens, which are artifacts. So there's nothing wrong with that. Hull Breacher, here you go, Hull Breacher. We are back. So Hull Breacher is in. Matt, good call. Thank you very much for your help today, Matt, by the way. So now we have got this down from 191 all the way to 173. This deck is going to move fast. And I've got a bunch of zero drop artifacts. So Urza's going to do his thing. All right, what else do we need here? What do you think? What do you think? Anybody? I wonder if I have some more blue creatures I can put in here. Some great artifact creatures. Anyone know any good artifact creatures off the top of their head that could go in here? I wouldn't mind an ancient silver dragon in here, but it's not an artifact creature. We're going to keep sculpting steel in the deck because I do want to be able to copy my blight steel. All right. Woo! All right, and it is getting late. I do got to go play some Final Fantasy VII. Let's see how my posts are doing on Instagram. All right, what are we going to add here? Phantasmal Image, great card. It can copy any creature on the battlefield except it's an illusion. We're going to keep that in. It's a low casting cost and it's super useful. All right, Snapcaster Mage. Really good card. Super low casting cost. Can get my Time Walk back. Academy Manufacturer. That's actually a really good card. But this deck does not make a lot of tokens. We don't get a lot of treasure tokens. So we're going to keep that one away. But that is a really good artifact creature. Good call. All right. I wouldn't mind getting rid of the Lear Disciple of the Drowned, although it does allow me to get that Time Walk back from the graveyard. And the Gitaxian Probe, maybe I'll put that in instead of Sink into Stupor. Looking at a target player's hand is a super, super useful thing. All right. Yeah. Sink it. Oh. Yeah, let's get rid of Sink into Stupor. Bye. Great card, but I can use it in another deck. And we're going to go to Gitaxian Probe. All right. I love the Gitaxian Probe, by the way. It allows me to do stuff. And it casts a spell. All right. Which is useful. Switch printing. Which version of it do we have? The Phyrexian one? Yep. Okay, perfect. Gitaxian Probe. All right. Here we go. Any more good artifact creatures we can think of, everybody? Let me look through these cards again. See if there's anything we want to put in. I did like Memnarch, but Sink into Stupor, Palinchron, Expropriate, City of Shadows, Tolarian Academies, Gate to Phyrexias, Yawgmoth's Bargain, Minkskin Boo, Boil, Acid Rain. That's such a mean card, by the way. Destroy some forests, Memory Jar. Tolarian Academy again. Silent Arbiter, great card. For defense, you are correct. But let's see what else we have in my extra thing here. Sword of Light and Shadow. I'm actually going to move this just up, so if it blocks my face, I apologize. But I want to look at these cards. Tyrannix Rex, Silverback Elder. These do not fit, obviously. They're not artifacts. Astro Dragon, great card. Too high a casting cost for me, though. That's why I didn't make my Dragon deck, Matt, in case you're wondering. Let's look here. Not bad. A lot of extra cards here. Kindred Discovery. Cyberdrive Awakener. That's a good card. Artifact creature. Other artifact creatures you control have flying. When Cyberdrive enters the battlefield until the turn, each non-creature artifact you control becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 4/4. That's actually really good. I wonder why that's not in here. Nautiloid Ship. Great card. March of the World Ooze, Vandelblast, Psychic Frog. Bribery. There we go. Roaming Throne. Really good card, but much more useful for a Kinfolk or Typal deck. All right, so probably not in here. Time Sieve, I wish that could go in, but it's got black in it. They should have just made that mono blue. Notion Thief, great card, but it's got black. What else do we got here? That's a really cool dragon. Tinkers. Look at all the Tinkers, man. Hullbreacher, Biorhythm, Marvin Murderous Mimic, Evereth. Temporal Mastery. Great card. This card's actually won me the game in a bunch of games. High casting cost, but it is a great extra turn card. Subtlety. Amulet of Vigor. Don't really need it in here. Horn of Gondor. Aetherflux Reservoir. Deadeye Navigator. That's actually a really good card. Especially because I could exile my Urza and bring it back and keep making those artifact tokens that have +1/+1. So that's actually an option. Mirage Mirror. Really good card, underrated. Ooh. Jin Gitaxis. Whenever you cast an artifact, instant, or sorcery, copy that spell. Ooh. We might need to put Jin Gitaxis in here, the Ancient Silver Dragon. These are good cards. It's going to raise the casting cost a little bit, but man, we're at 171. We have some room to go here. Sword of Light and Shadow, great card. Not going to make the cut. All right, what do we think? Great White Productions. Hey, Bobby, it was awesome to see you pick up a Lotus, and it looks like it's in great condition. Congrats. Oh, you have a Power 9 set? Oh, my gosh. I am so happy and excited for you. Wow. Unreal, Great White. That's really, really cool. I am envious and honestly really happy for you. All right, you are a player, so help me out, okay? Jin Gitaxis, Ancient Silver Dragon, Deadeye Navigator to blink Urza back and forth so we can make a bunch of those 0/0 colorless construct artifact creatures with 1/1. Cyberdrive Awakener. And then we have Sakashima. I use that usually to copy the Blightsteel Colossus. Lear Disciple of the Drowned, the Whir of Invention. The Gitaxian Probe is going to go in the deck. I really, really like it. Look at target. Well, maybe not. Okay, so what do we want to make some substitutions? We're on the final round of subs. Jin Gitaxis is sometimes a double-edged sword for politics. People can't help you because you negate whatever they have, so I won't recommend it. You're not wrong, but in an artifact deck, like if I can copy all my artifact spells, massive in this deck, is it not? So Great White Production says, you'll be there with me. You got the Black Lotus down. That's the hardest one. You are correct. My next one that I want is an Ancestral Recall. I wish I had one for this deck. It would make me really, really happy. And a Mox Sapphire. Those are my next two because Urza is my big deck. And I have the Time Walk, right? So we're good. We are good. All right. Great White Productions and anyone else here, help me out. Do we want Jin Gitaxis? Do we want Ancient Silver Dragon? Do we want the Deadeye Navigator? Do we want the Cyberdrive Awakener in this deck? That's the question. Do I want to sleep on it? Cyberdrive Awakener is an $11 card. It is great. What do we think? What do we think? Do we need more creatures in this deck? This is Commander Great White. So let me actually show you Great White. Okay, so this is my Commander deck. Let's go over this. We'll keep these substitutions in mind. Everyone pay attention. We are in the closing stretch, all right? And I am struggling. So we've got my Lotus. We've got my Time Walk. Now this is my deck. It's Urza Lord High Artificer. Okay? Artifact deck. We have a Mana Drain, we have a Lotus Petal, we have a Mana Vault, we have a Chrome Mox, we have a One Ring, Jeweled Lotus, Unwinding Clock, Mox Amber, Isochron Scepter, Winter Orb, Commander's Plate, Mind Over Matter, Tezzeret the Seeker, the Synthesizer, Unstoppable Plan, Lightning Greaves, Rhystic Study, Force of Negation, Tinker, Mystical Tutor, Fierce Guardianship, Swan Song, Copy Artifact, Fabricate, Tezzeret Artifice Master, Mana Crypt, Blightsteel Colossus. We have a Hull Breacher, 3 Steps Ahead, Sculpting Steel, Time Spiral, great card, Cyclonic Rift. We have Spellscape, we have Counterspell, we have Dramatic Reversal, we have the Library of Alexandria, we have a Phantasmal Image, we have Gifts Ungiven, we have Expedition Map, that's to get a Tolarian Academy or the Urza Saga. We have Teferi Master of Time, Snapcaster Mage, Force of Will, Mental Misstep, Grim Monolith, Platinum Angel, Master Transmuter, Platinum Empyrean, Gilded Drake, Mox Diamond, Lion's Eye Diamond, Otawara, Prime Mirelurk Queen, Phyrexian Metamorph, Displacer Kitten again to blink Urza, Walking Ballista, Narset Parter of Veils, Soul Ring, Pithing Needle, Time Vault, Command Beacon, Urza's Mine, and we have a bunch of lands, okay? City of Traders, Tolarian Academy, Ancient Tomb. It's a pretty stacked deck. But now I'm trying to decide what I need now. Admittedly, I only have 15 creatures. We are a little light on creatures, but with Gilded Drake, I can get somebody's commander, right? The Blightsteel Colossus is massive. The Platinum Empyrean is massive, all right? Cyberdrive does give my stuff flying, and with Blightsteel, that would be good. So I agree with you there. So the question is, what do we take out? I don't want to take out Sakashima because it can copy some of my other creatures, right? It can copy Urza. It can copy the Blightsteel Colossus. So I'm talking myself into this. So let's take Sakashima off the board. It's just too good. So now we have the Whir of Invention, Leer, Disciple of the Drowned. Spells can't be countered. That is massive. And each instant and sorcery has flashback, which is big, right? Really, really big. So I think we need to keep Leer, Disciple of the Drowned, especially because it does not allow my spells to get countered. But I have 15 creatures and I need more. So I think I agree with you on the Cyberdrive, to tell you the truth. What are we going to take out? Whir of Invention or Gitaxian Probe? I like Gitaxian Probe. I just added it. But I think we need to take it out because it is not an artifact. And it's a great card for strategy, but it's not doing enough here. So we are going to add the Cyberdrive Awakener. That is going to increase the mana value of my deck. But we already are really low. And with Urza, we shouldn't have a hard time getting stuff out. So we have the Kamigawa version of this. Okay, so Cyberdrive Awakener made the cut. So I know you said cut to Fairy of Time, but I want to show you why I like this card. It's actually really, in my opinion, really, really underrated in Commander. It's won me a bunch of games. Let me find it here. I am light on creatures, but I want to showcase all my artifacts too. You know what I mean? And usually with this deck, I have no problem getting Blightsteel out. But I could get rid of Whir of Invention, you know? But that allows me to kind of help. All right, let me look for it here. Okay, Master of Time. You may activate loyalty abilities of Teferi on any player's turn anytime you could draw an instant. So here's how this works. We're playing a game of 4-player Commander. It's not that great in head-to-head, but 4-player Commander, so go with me. Teferi, a Master of Time, comes out. I get to draw a card and discard a card. I love card draw in Commander, right? Next, target creature you don't control phases out, and then take 2 extra turns after this one. That's the game ender. So watch how this works. It has 3 loyalty counters. So if I bring this out, I'm going to draw a card, discard a card. I'm going to get 4. Then every single other player's turn, I can draw a card and discard a card. So one time around the table, when I do it, it's 4, then 5, 6, 7. My next turn, I'm at 8, and then I'm at 9, 10, and I can take 2 extra turns. So then, like 2 rounds of the game, I can take 2 extra turns, but it's a massive card draw advantage because I'm literally drawing cards every single person's turn. So I just don't know if any of these creatures do that much compared to that. That's my logic on that Great White. I think you're right on the Whir of Invention. It is really, really good for an artifact tutor. I don't like the 3 blue casting cost, but with Urza, it should not be a problem. So we're going to keep that in into Fairy Master of Time. I think that's what we're going to do it right now. We have 16 creatures. And with my Blight Steals, with that stuff, it should be enough. Over time, maybe I can make a couple of more changes, right? Maybe I take out the Lightning Greaves. Maybe I take out, I got to Fabricate. That's a great card. I do have a Tinker. So Whir of Invention, like it's just another tutor. But yeah, it allows me to go get like my Isochron Scepter. Ooh. So away we go. All right, I think we're looking pretty good. I feel really, really good about this deck. The total mana value is 176. It's going to move really fast. We have a ton of artifacts in here. Great ways to get some extra turns. If I take out anything, maybe a 3 steps ahead, but again, it's a really, really good card. I'm feeling good about this. Oh, Great White, yeah, I could see it being really good if you could protect it, right? And I do have a lot of counters in this. Paradox Engine would be nice too. I do love that card, but something's got to get cut. So I feel pretty good about this, guys. This has been a really fun episode. We got the Black Lotus. We got the Time Walk. You go to my Mox Field, you can see all my decks. I do need, have you inspired me, Great White? I am going to get, before the end of the year, I'm going to get my Ancestral Recall. And I am going to get my, what did I say I needed? The Ancestral Recall. I need a Time Twister. And I need a Mox Sapphire. Great White Productions. Yeah, my play group is fun. We just play banned cards. And honestly, cards shouldn't be banned. Like, it's actually really funny. You know, we talk about Temporal Mastery, right? Do you know Temporal Mastery has won me more games than Time Walk? Like, I know that seems hard to believe, but it genuinely has won me more games. So, it is what it is, right? Temporal Mastery, you have that miracle cost, and there's a lot of ways to manipulate that in your decks. So, it is what it is. All right, I got this extra thing. All right, my bag. Thank you for spending time with me tonight. Lots of comments, lots of fun. The live started out slow, but we ended fast and furious. And away we go. We got the Black Lotus. We got the Time Walk. We have my lands. This has been an absolute blast. Thank you for building this Urza deck with me. Really, really, really appreciate you coming by. Absolutely love you. Magic the Gathering is a huge part of my life, and I like sharing it with people, like-minded people who get it. You know what I mean? So thank you very much for doing that with me. I'm going to put my Dragon Shields here, and it's going to be a good night. I'm going to go play some Final Fantasy VII. I did get this today, the Secret Lair Final Fantasy Weapons. I would actually love to open this, but we're going to do that another live. I want to save that for my kids too. So yeah, here we go. We got the Black Lotus. We have the Time Walk. If I can get a, thank you very much, Great White. That means a world to me, and congrats on your Power 9. If I can get now an Ancestral Recall and a Mox Sapphire and a Time Twister, this deck will be awesome. Those are the only cards I can put in here. But yeah, makes me super happy. So thank you very much for spending some time with me. I love you all. It's been a great night. I'm going to go get some Final Fantasy. Maybe enjoy a steak. And I hope you had a great time with me for Muscles and Magic the Gathering. It's been a blast. I try to go live every Wednesday night. So away we go. And this is being gifted to my 16-year-old son. This will be his deck once I'm done with it. So, yeah, that's it. Love you all. And we'll see you next time. All right, let's end this stream. Thank you again, Great White. Really, really appreciate the kindness. Thank you, Matt Gill. Thank you, DRMN66. Thank you everyone who commented, and don't forget, check out my Moxfield, check out my videos. I might actually put another deck tech video out tomorrow.